started listening to videos from Gary Vee and Jenn and some other influencers, and I realized that I've kind of been doing this all wrong. And actually, this has been a learning experience so far. And I'm more amazed with how I've been vlogging every day, even though I haven't been uploading every day. Nonetheless, I've still been vlogging every day and editing. I'm surprised with how much I'm actually capable of doing, and even finding the time and finding the content and the words of what to say when I'm trying to make something. It's actually very interesting. What I found out today was the kind of content that I'm creating and the kind of content that I want to create. So far, I've been creating something that I thought was actually helping people. And technically, it could, and it has, but the way I've been thinking about it in terms of the mindset of creating content, I've been making things that I thought would benefit people. But in actuality, I'm not exactly helping anybody. I'm not really addressing this to anyone in particular. And I feel like that's what I should gear my content towards. So throughout all this time, even a little bit beforehand, I was thinking that I could start answering questions that I found on Reddit, or things where topics from Reddit where people actually needed help on things. And there's a lot of those. The exact quote I believe that I heard was, in order to give value, you need to actually give value, not what you think is actually giving value. That might not make too much sense, but it rang true to me because I was just kind of creating content in hopes that someone would find it. But actually, I need to gear my content towards actually helping people. And in order for me to help people, I need to find them. I need to find the people that actually need the help and then offer my help. And that sounds a little weird because for some people they might be thinking, he's just trying to find an audience, he's probably just trying to help you just get some views. But it's actually more than that. That is one side of a story. Yes, I am doing it to get more views, but my purpose is not for the views. The purpose of my content, and even my entire channel, and even the vlogs before what I'm talking about now, has always been to help somebody. What better way to help someone than to go out and find them and add value by going out there and helping people with what I know, answering their questions, and just being a part of a bigger community. And that's pretty much what's been on my mind these past few days, so yeah. So today, I went to go see Final Fantasy Requiem Cafe with some friends, and we got a cosplay, which was pretty awesome. And their menu is actually really cool. They have Final Fantasy themed drinks and food, at least the names were inspired, and it was really awesome. It was honestly very fun being with friends again that I haven't seen in a while, and we got to cosplay. Fun fact about me, I actually didn't start cosplaying until like 2017. To this day, I still don't really consider myself a real cosplayer. I just kind of did it, and I had a lot of fond memories, and it's actually single-handedly changed my life for the better because of my first year doing cosplay as Ignis from Final Fantasy 15. How I started was my cousin one day saw me playing Final Fantasy 15, and she said, "Hey, you look a lot like this character, Ignis, and you should try to cosplay him." You know, I have a lot of love for Ignis. At first I fell in love with his hair and his looks and how he was able to use the daggers and then the spear and then, katana at some point, and his story was so sad, and just love this guy. And he's a caretaker too, he can cook and took care of everybody. And so knowing that, I was just like, and then hearing that question from my cousin, I was just like, You know, I really love Ignis, and I would hate to tarnish his image by trying to cosplay as him, because I really don't think I look like him. And I've never cosplayed before, so, you know, I was very conflicted. Also, in general, I'm very picky about looks, not just in cosplays, so she let me borrow her wig. This is actually the very first wig I've ever used, and the same one that I did when I did Ignis for the very first time. It's kind of evolved at this point. I'll show you photos. So I had styled this wig on my own because I decided, oh yeah, why not? Maybe I'll try cosplay, because I've never been to a convention either. So I tried styling the wig myself, and it was hilarious the first time because I had to hold this top part with like 3 bobby pins. All I had was this suit, but I didn't have like an accurate shirt, and I still don't have an accurate shirt because this is like purple leopard print and it's got a skull in the back. But anyway, my first con, Anime Impulse, I went, and then I was somehow recognized as Ignis. And a lot of people commented on how much I look like the character, which was amazing. Like, to actually hear that you resemble a character that you love. And even though I felt, and I still think, that I don't look anything like him, hearing that much positivity from others really opened up a lot for me. And it was nice. It was nice to hear how people like thought that I looked like him, thought I gave the same impression. I don't know, people were just so nice. And because of that, because of my first time cosplaying, my first time going to a convention in 2017, it changed me because I discovered an entirely new world where I found so many like-minded people, so many fellow artists that thought what I thought, did what I did, and that liked what I liked when it came to anime and games and, I don't know, just our thought process in general. That's something that I didn't have before at all, before I came back to California and I was living in New Mexico. So I'm pretty old now. You know, I really didn't think that I'd actually get into cosplay, and I still don't consider myself like a real cosplayer because I don't really make my things, I don't really put effort into anything in cosplay really. I just did it because I got to meet cool people all the time. It was a fun time. It was like one of the best years of my life, like I was saying, in 2017. The biggest reason that it was so good for me was because it helped open me out of my shell. Because I was so shy, it was so hard for me to say no to certain things, and I was just so lonely back then. Compared to now, like me compared to even 2 years ago me, now, comparing that now, like, I've changed so much for the better, and I appreciate it so much. Like, I've accomplished so much just because I've been introduced to this world of cosplay. And I'm so grateful because, you know, through this journey, I've learned how to become more confident in myself. I've learned how to stand up for what I believe in and to try doing what makes me happy in terms of like accomplishing my goals and my dreams and helping others that are actually in need. And that's like the other thing, that's like, in a way, all of this is related to my channel. Long story short, the reason why it was so amazing for me having meet all these fellow artists and like-minded people was that I've never really had people like those in my life, even as a kid. I really was so inspired by other people's work as photographers and as digital artists. It made me really think about where I wanted to go myself as an artist. Before having gotten into cosplay, I went to school as a graphic designer. You may or may not have heard this story in my last older videos. I didn't know how to draw until my last year of college. And that's pretty embarrassing, especially for an art student. A lot of you would agree with me that, you know, how could you go to art school if you don't know how to draw, right? And I always thought it was impossible for me to learn because, you know, I was just so bad at it. And it wasn't until my professor forced me to take figure drawing where then I actually learned how to draw. So at that point, I could only draw stick figures, and then my professor said, Lee, if you want to get better at drawing, just force yourself to take this class. Yes, you will be bad, but if you see this through, I guarantee you, you will be better. You will be that much better of an artist. And at first, of course, I didn't believe her because I could only draw stick figures. Like, the story there was that I took drawing 1, and then one semester they didn't have drawing 2, so in order for me to take figure drawing, I had to take drawing 2, which they didn't have, so I kind of jumped from drawing 1 to figure drawing. That's crazy. I went from drawing 1 to figure drawing, but having gone through that pain, having gone through the pain of hiding in the back all the time just to draw and not let anyone see what I'm doing because it's like that terrible, having to do that every day until the day the class was over, that pain was finally worth it. Like, I was actually able to draw. And that was amazing because I literally didn't think that I can draw anything more than stick figures. But I was wrong. What my professor was showing me, that if you want it that bad, if you want it that bad enough, if you put in the hard work, it's possible. I wasn't perfect after figure drawing, like, you know, my anatomy still is kind of weird now, but I was drawing figures, I was drawing limbs, I was drawing eyes, I was drawing light. That was a huge leap for me. And so having gone through that experience and then coming into this cosplay community, at first I was intimidating meeting these fellow artists that were just so good with their work, but it inspired me and made me feel that, you know, I could do something like this too. And I wanted to do something more with my art, because throughout my life I was just working job to job, all these 9-to-5s in customer service and retail, and really didn't want to do that for the rest of my life, and I couldn't see myself sticking with those 9-to-5s until I found something better. I mean, I tried to find something better, but I was lacking in my portfolio. And so how I got through that eventually was I started focusing more on my portfolio, my artwork. I tried meeting new people, I tried taking better photos and editing and seeing what was good on the professional side, and it's just eventually led me to this point where I am now. I'm now doing real estate photography, and it's great. I'm still ironing out a lot of problems, but here I am. Because of cosplay, and because of those happy moments, and even the bad moments, and I have to admit that in cosplay, I've had a lot of bad moments mixed in with those good ones. Nobody's perfect, I'm certainly not. And, you know, people are just people. Through those experiences, it's made me who I am today. It's made me so much better. It just made me realize that a lot of people are the way they are for a reason. And like I was saying earlier, sorry this talk is going all kinds of places, but like I was saying earlier, this is part of the main reason why I started my channel, is because I want to make great content. I don't want to just make content. I want to make something meaningful that could potentially help someone. Because before all this art stuff, I found it natural for me to just help people because I care, and because I've been through most of the problems that, you know, many people have. Okay, not all problems obviously, but like the majority of the problems that I see on the daily basis with people surrounding me, I've always had something to say to them, and I've always been able to change something, and that always made me very happy. So I thought that, you know, one day when I die, I can finally leave something behind just making video content. For those of you who are watching, thank you. I really appreciate it, and you know, I really encourage whoever's watching me to please leave a comment. Let me know what you would like from me. What can I do for you? That's what my channel exists for. I want to do something that I can do to help you. Thank you guys so much for watching my videos so far. That was a bit about me, and I hope you guys have a nice day. Take care.